Okay, let's start the video. Now, nobody won the Mega Million, so the jackpot is going almost to 300 million, almost by an inch. Now, if nobody wins, it's definitely go over 300 million next draw. So, will they do numbers that will spread out, or will they focus on numbers in the Dster that will be all in one section? We know that the number will spread out last draw, no doubt. And I'll try to post up a new video for Mega. For Friday's draw, we'll be using the same Dster system, no change. And I focused on the last video that all the number was in quadrant 4, but they didn't put any number in quadrant 4 last draw. So what does that mean? That means that the number will not only spread out, you have more numbers when it's focused on different quadrants versus one quadrant. When you focus on one quadrant, less numbers. When you focus on the whole Dster, more numbers to choose from. So now the Powerball will be for 520 to 523. Then post up that for those of you got a list that 09 came out of nowhere, or it just came from Mega. So the Mega Ball was 09, Powerball was also 09. And not only did that happen, they were all even numbers in the Powerball except for the Mega Ball. So now you see that they sometimes refer in the even matrix, low number matrix, high number matrix, or odd number matrix. But before we continue, you can subscribe, donate, share, and like my video. Use the closed caption button, and remember, nothing is guaranteed, but always trust yourself. Again, hybrid_links@yahoo.com for any game prediction or requests. Or if you want to learn my system, go from part 16, 17, and 18. So 18 will be the random, will be the red Dster system. And the random generator will generate number according to the ITCQ and the breakdown. So you don't want to generate any number that's non-playable. Non-playable do come from, but most of the time, non-playable will not come. Now keep sending me those winning tickets, even if you did not win, even if you came close, and or you even if you skipped midday and it came night, send me those tickets. Now, for those of you who do not know what the infinite Dster is, it's same as the multiverse because it's infinite in a way that the Dster will never end. It goes on, and knowing that there's many Dster, each Dster is unique and it's different, so that's why it's called the infinite Dster. And knowing that the multiverse and the infinite Dster will be similar as you look at the diagram, that the Dster goes on, it goes from decimal to decimal to whole numbers to whole numbers. And last episode of Batwoman relates to Supergirl in a way because at the beginning of the episode, she reveals to us that Kryptonite was in fact in the diary, that it was a weapon. It was an element to destroy her suit, to weaken her bat suit. It can penetrate her suit that no other element can. So that's probably the strongest element there is to penetrate her bat suit. So is Batwoman suit as protective as Supergirl that only Kryptonite can penetrate? So remember, Kryptonite can penetrate Supergirl, but it reveals to us last episode it can also penetrate her bat suit. Now how can they destroy the Kryptonite? So remember, the world merged after the crisis. So did the Kryptonite even if the Kryptonite got destroyed, will there'd be always some way to find more kryptonite. So maybe they can go to the metropolis or national city to get more kryptonite. So you cannot really destroy all the kryptonite there is. Because even in the way back in season 1, we know that even though Clark has hidden all the kryptonite, somehow kryptonite seemed to find its way back in the rest of the season. So we cannot really either hide or destroy all those kryptonite out there. Now, we got to the answer to why Supergirl or Superman has something to do with Batwoman. Now we know the answer. Now let's see, will there be a better season on the next season? Now, if you look at the Powerball for 520 last night and 523, let's see where the hidden numbers are in the Dster system. Now, if you look at the grid, do not try to fast forward. You're going to miss stuff if you try to fast forward. Now, we know that 18, 34, 40, 42, and 50 were drawn last night. As you can say, probably didn't get any odd numbers drawn, but all even numbers. You can see sometimes they pull odd numbers, even numbers, don't know. Even the Mega Ball could be even. So, for instance, if you had lowered the matrix down to 35 numbers or 34 numbers, because there's no 70, even matrix will give you 34 numbers because there's no 70 in Powerball. But the odd matrix will give you about 35 number because of 69. So if you play the even matrix, you probably would not have gotten the 09. If you play all even numbers, even the Mega Ball, you probably could not have chosen the Mega Ball. Not only that, you could not have hit the jackpot last night for the Powerball if you play the even number matrix, but you still get an advantage because 5 white balls still give you the second prize of $1 million. So sometimes you gotta decide if it's worth to play the even matrix. Now, $1 million, you might say it's not a lot, but it's a lot during this time of the crisis. So, so as you can see, that 40 to 50 is high numbers, 18 and 34 is low numbers. So how do you distinguish low numbers to high numbers? Low numbers are 1 to 35, high numbers are 36 to 69 or 70, depending on which game you are playing, either Power or Mega Millions. So as you can see, let's look at 18. 18 is the only even number not in the Dster. 34 is in between quadrants. Remember, you look at the purple section I created. 96240 and 39. Even though the blue box was used, if you want the blue box number, you can email me for that. For next draw, or the purple box number depends on which Dster you are using. So even though the purple box or the blue box was used, they will not need to be used in creating those winning combinations, because all the winning combinations were inside the Dster, and 18 was not in Dster, and it cannot be used in the blue box. There's no way you can create 18 in blue box without using 2 blue box or 2 purple box. Now, as you can see, next number to be drawn was 34. Now, if you look at the purple digits, only 8 purple digits, only 7 purple digits was used in that section. Why did I not highlight 05 purple? Because we try to show you where the winning combinations are close to each other. Now, 05 is way apart the other winning combination. They were way apart. They were not close to each other. They were in quadrant 3 instead, that 50. Now, 34 would be in quadrant 4, 2, in between quadrant. Now, 40 is in quadrant 2, 42, quadrant 2, 50, down quadrant 3, and 09 to 4. So as you can see, that they're in the right side of the quadrant. But where are the most digits used? Most digits are used in quadrant 2. Digit 4 used 3 times, and digit 0 used 2 times. So 6 of the digits are used in quadrant 2 with repeats, including repeats. Now, let's look at the IDCQ or the Dster again for last night's draw, and this will be used for Friday's draw as well, and maybe into next week's draw. And someone just note to me that the last Dster I used for last week had all the winning combination for Mega Man on Tuesday's draw, even though I changed the Dster. As you can see, that number had all these. So if I hadn't changed it, you would have all the winning combination. But the thing is, if you don't change it, you're not going to get up-to-date results. If you're not going to get up-to-date results, you're going to reuse the same breakdown again. And using the same breakdown would not be consistent, because sometimes number are changed from playable to non-playable, non-playable to playable, or non-playable to neutrals, playable to neutrals. So do not want to use the same Dster. Remember, number not in the Dster, you got to figure out yourself. Learn how to place those numbers that will get drawn, even though it's not in the Dster, into the blue box. That's how you improve your chance of winning, because picking number in the Dster will still rely on breakdown. When you have the breakdown, you know which number will get drawn at a high rate that will benefit your creating a winning jackpot combination. And using blue box does help. You know that I constantly show you that blue box are getting drawn. Blue box that keep getting drawn no matter what, because blue box numbers are your key also. Even though it didn't get drawn last night for Mega Man, it will do it for next draw, or last night for Powerball. It will get drawn next draw. So blue box numbers are important. You don't want to place any blue box number. You got to know which number to place in the blue box. Now we got to look at the next Dster. Now, instead of showing you one quadrant like last Mega Man video, you can show you a different scenario. Numbers in quadrant 2 and using it in the digit 3 and the digit 9 from quadrant 4, because that's where the winning combinations are. Now I'm not counting the blue box, because blue box didn't get used, so I'm not going to do it. So you got to learn when to use the blue box and when not to. Even though you have the winning combination in the blue box, you got to decide when to use it and when not to use it. 3, 4, 6, 9, 24, 26, 29, 30, 34, 39, 40, 42, 43, 46, 49, 60, 62, 64, 69. There are a total of 19 numbers in quadrant 4, and using the digit 3 and digit 9 from quadrant 4. So there are total 19 number again in quadrant 2, and using the digit 3 and digit 9 from quadrant 4. So 19 numbers, if you count correctly, it's 19. Not using blue box, not using purple box. And there are 12 numbers that are even and 8 numbers that are. Which are even: 4, 6, 24, 26, 30, 34, 40, 42, 46, 60, 62, and 64. And the odd numbers was not even. So as you can see, total of 12 numbers that are even. So if you look at 12 numbers that are even, how many numbers in quadrant 2 and using the digit 3 and digit 9 from quadrant 4 to create even combinations that are drawn were 4, except for the 50s. 60 came close to being 5. And 40 also came close of being 50, but 40 did get drawn. So as you can see, there are only 12 combinations that are even in 19 combination that were in that section of the Dster. And we know that 12 combination 4 were even. So if you do the fraction 4 over 12, that's 33% of even number that were drawn from that section last night. That's a high percentage. So you can see how much you can get, because the ticket is $2, right? Your ticket is $2, and having 4 numbers might pay out more than having 3 numbers and a Mega Ball, or 3 numbers and a Powerball, depending on which game. Or it can be, or it might be similar. I don't know the payout. I don't remember. You can check it. Now, if you create a lot of 4 winning combination out there, let's say you use 12 of those even numbers to create 4 winning combinations. Okay, so use 12 numbers. I'm gonna do it on the paper for you. So let's say you use 12 winning combinations that even in that section of quadrant 4, and you use 4 numbers. So there's only one combination that are 4 numbers. Now, in terms of having 3 combination, will pay you about $10, I guess. So if you have 3 winning combination, there's 3 winning combination, and there's 8 non-winning combinations. So if you look at the chart here, there are 12 numbers. There's only one combination that has 4 numbers in that section. There's unwinning numbers that have 3 winning numbers and 8 non-winning numbers. So that means you can create 8 other combinations about in that section of 3 numbers, because you choose 3 winning combinations, either 34, 40, 42, or 18. So or 50. So that's how you would do it. Now the 4 winning combinations using 3 even numbers and 09 will give you 4 winning combinations. And 3 winning combinations are 3 winning numbers, 2 Mega Balls and 1 Powerball. That would give you 3 winning combinations. So each of those 2 Mega Balls, 34, 40, or 42, and 09, will give you 8 non-winning numbers plus 3 winning numbers. So you can combine 34 and 40 with 09 and other non-winning combinations to create 3 winning numbers, or 34 and 42, or 40 and 42 and 09. So that means that since you have 3 ways, it's 8 times 3, so you can have 24 tickets of, and we write the 24, you can have 24 tickets of 3 numbers and 1 ticket of 4 numbers. So that means you have 25 chances or 25 combinations of creating an even matrix, except for the Mega Ball, with 3 numbers or more. And remember, $10 cover you 5 tickets. So when you have 240 combinations, 24 combinations, times 10, that's about $240. So you can play around 120 tickets and break even if you have those right combination out there. About, I'm estimating. Now let's go on the next theory. Now you see those sections I hit again? Maybe you don't want to pick those numbers for Saturday's draw in that section again. And the code last night was 34. So for those of you who got a list, 34 got drawn as a code. So there'll be a new code for Saturday's draw. For those of you who need the list, you can email me. 34 will not be the code anymore. Now, hot coordinates and 1 frequency coordinates. Normal coordinates. Normal coordinates are 2E, 4C, 4D, 3G, and 3H. They got drawn once. They got used one time. So these are 1 frequency coordinates. 2 frequency coordinates or higher are 2G and 2F. They're being used 2 times versus 3 times. 2G is the hot coordinate. 2F is the hottest coordinate with the highest frequency being drawn. So you gotta note that. Don't be scared to use 1 coordinate for one number and 1 coordinate for another number. They'll do it. They'll keep doing it from draw to draw. So if you spread out your picks on the coordinates, you probably have no chance of hitting that jackpot because last mega they use at least coordinates that will be used more than once. So the only problem is you gotta know if the coordinate will be used 2 times, 3 times, or more. Most of the time, they'll be used 2 times. And few of the time, they'll be used 3 times. So you gotta know which coordinate will be used. When they are used 3 times, you get more chance because you don't have to create another combination with another set of digits. You're only using that set of combination that already created with that digit. That's why when they use digit to pick out when they use a digit that will have a lot of number get drawn, you will have more chance of picking the right combination. So last night 3 digits were used from 1 single coordinates. Now, if you look at the whole Dster, let's say you want to use that section. If you look at whole Dster, numbers that are even in the Dster, even numbers that are all drawn, which even has the advantage. Last night's draw, they went from 11 or 12 to 22. That's increase in 10 extra even number if you use a whole Dster to get 4 numbers plus the Powerball. So 04, 06, 8, 10, 12. I'm not naming the odd numbers. 14, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 50, 54, 60, 62, 64. That's the end of the even number that are in the Dster. Odd numbers would cost you the game because you only have hit the Mega Ball, or the Powerball rather. And the blue box was used it but not need to. So even though I put in the blue box number, did not need to use the blue box because all number was inside the Dster. And most of the number were in that section where it's purple. They're not in one quadrant. They're in one quadrant and in between quadrants. So as you can see, if you count it correctly, there are 22 numbers that are even in the Dster versus that section. And 22 even number, what you need to do is write those even number down. For last night, you're gonna see, if I miss anything, you can correct me. I'm sure I didn't miss any even numbers inside the Dster. And number can only be chosen diagonal, left, right, vice versa, or up, down, and vice versa. Now number that are in the Dster using the LOE draw. So how do you, what's the next thing you need to do? To see where your winning combination can bring you. Now if you look at all the number again in the Dster, look at the star, asterisk, and you can see 8 using the one draw of LOE numbers for last night's draw. You get 8 being eliminated, 12, 26, and 42, because you're only focusing on the even numbers. Since you're playing an even matrix, if you have the odd matrix, you got to do the odd numbers from the LOE draw, starting with the first draw. If you have the even matrix, you only focus on the even number of the LOE draw, like I did. Now, if you have odd and even number, you gotta look at the Mega Million video I did on the last one. You can see the LOE use the all even odd number for draw number 1, pass draw, starting with the draw number 1. Pass, reason, draw first. And you can see this draw, 42, had been drawn back to back. And as you can see, using LOE for first draw will give you a disadvantage. So sometimes LOE won't help, but when LOE does help, when they do lay low, when they do slack off, you're going to see that LOE will be a major key to hitting that jackpot. So if you go against the LOE, then you're wrong. Do not go against LOE, it helps. And as you can see, the LOE number for draw number 1 had, using the even matrix, you have 8, 12, 26, and 42. You had eliminate 3 extra numbers, non-winning numbers, and you had eliminate 1 winning numbers. 42 will be eliminated using draw LOE draw number 1. So that means if you use more than one draw, if you use even one draw, you're not gonna get 4 white balls and the Mega Ball. But doesn't keep you from getting 4 numbers. So what happened is the advantage of getting a benefit, even though you eliminate 1 white ball, there would be advantage. And now look at the advantage, like I did on the last Mega Million videos. So numbers that are even in the Dster using the LOE draw number 2. So let's say you use the draw number 2, you get 1 number eliminated from the first draw. That's where the orange star comes in, because after that you cannot hit all numbers because you already eliminated that 42. Now, next number for draw number 2, even though they are 5 number, you only focus on even. It's an even matrix. 39, 53, 54, 56, and 57. Again, that draw they cheated because look at how many 50s were there. 4 50s. It almost got, 2 pairs of consecutive 53, 54, 56, and 57. Imagine that 39 was 55. They definitely did something to that lottery machine. All nearly 3 to 4 consecutive numbers, or even 5. If that 39 was 55, they would have 5 consecutive numbers. That means all you have to do was play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way until you reach 69, and that's your 5 number for second prize. All they had to do was that 55. I'm sure somebody got depressed because they got 53, 54, 56, and 57. But they did not think that 55 would have come. I'm sure someone had that number, had those combinations on that ticket. They did that trick. I bet they don't want to do that trick again. Not even a Mega Million. You won't see that. You won't see these kind of combination being chosen in any of these games anytime soon, unless they want to cheat. Now, if you use draw number 2, 54 and 56 is only even number, but 56 is not in the Dster, so don't have to worry about 56. Worry about 54. You increase from 4 non-winning number being eliminated and still 42 being eliminated. So using draw number 2, after you said I could not get 5 combinations including the Powerball, I could still get 4th number, and using draw number 2 does benefit you if you want to hit 4 numbers. Now you want to hit more numbers. Does LOE help when you use another draw? Draw number 3. Let's look at draw number 3. Using the draw number 3, you will get 12, 18, 42, 48, and 65. 18 got eliminated because 18 got drawn, but since 18 is not in the Dster, it doesn't affect this outcome. If 18 was in the Dster, then it would affect the outcome, and draw number 2 would be the end of your draw and using the LOE. But since 18 is not in the Dster, the LOE for draw number 3 could benefit you in getting the next prize, because 12 and 42 would be ruled out. Since it's ruled out already, using the even matrix, it doesn't have any effect, but probably the odd matrix would eliminate 65. Who knows? And as you can see, 4 winning number were even. So draw number 3 into last night's draw, 4 draws, 2 draws was mostly even. Now, well, I want to keep going on. Let's use the 4th draw, LOE. For the 4th draw was 7, 8, 35, 50, and 65. Now, using the 4th draw of LOE, you will eliminate 4 non-winning numbers and 2 winning numbers. So it doesn't really help that much in this draw using more than 3 LOE. Because after the 4th LOE, as you can see, after the 3rd LOE, the 4th LOE, as you can see, eliminate 50. And 8 were already eliminated from the last draw. Previous recent draw that I showed you in the previous slide. And as you can see, 50 was eliminated. So what does that tell you? After the 3rd draw, it doesn't really benefit you because 42 and 50 got eliminated. So don't want to use more than 3 draws. So you gotta learn what draw to use. Maybe last night wasn't effective, but when it's effective, when the LOE is effective, you want to gain advantage of that effectiveness into getting them as much draw as possible to help you decrease the number of picking. Besides non-playable numbers, you still need the LOE to bring the matrix further down. Non-playable number does help because we know a lot of draws, 80% to 90% of draws, no LOE, sometimes higher during a month. During a month, you can have 80, even 90%, or even more than 90% of not having one draw of non-playable numbers. If you create the non-playable numbers correctly, learn how to create the non-playable numbers correctly, and learn how to use the LOE correctly. Because using the LOE correctly, you could get advantage, and you could get advantage to decrease the matrix and help you isolate non-winning combinations or the LOE numbers that won't get drawn. Because LOE numbers and non-playable numbers are also related. And there's not only LOE formulas, there's other formulas that I have shown you, or those of you who got those other formulas, you know which one I'm talking about. Law of opposite attraction, law of attraction, and law of repetition mirror numbers. Those are the other 3 formulas that you want to bring down the matrix. And I like opposite attraction also. Opposite attraction is very, very useful. Other than LOE, I like opposite attraction. Now, using the LOE for Powerball, since the Mega Ball didn't really do that much, let's see, since the Powerball white number didn't do that good, let's see if the Powerball 09 did good using LOE because LOE for the Powerball and the way numbers are different. So using the Powerball numbers, look at the last 10 draws of the Powerball. Last 10 draws of the Powerball did not eliminate the 09. So that means 11, 20, 19, 20, 24, 20, 18, 24, 19, and 2. You bought a lot of non-winning Powerball numbers. How many numbers do you bought now? Even though there's a repeat, do you have 20 repeated one time, 24 repeated one time, and 19 repeated one time? So out of all these 10 numbers that were drawn, 3 numbers were repeated. And 20 were repeated twice, so you minus 4 numbers because you minus 2 20s, 124 and 119. That's 4 numbers. Why do you do that? Because you want to eliminate the repeats. So out of 10 numbers, 10 Powerball numbers that were drawn in the last 10 draw, you got 4 extra numbers because 20 repeat 2 times, that's 2, 19 repeated 1 time, that's 1, and 24 repeated 1 time, that's another 1. So there's 4 numbers. So total Powerball you eliminate are 6 Powerball because 10 minus 4 repeats from the list give you 6 Powerball that were eliminated from the lottery matrix of 26 numbers. So you have 20 numbers to choose from to get that 09. So if you are able to decrease the downsize to 26 matrix Powerball, you're able to use less Powerball. When you use less Powerball, you create more Powerball of the same number in a ticket. Now, if a ticket hits, that Powerball hit more than once, that's what you want to do. You want to hit either more than once or every single ticket on that Powerball. Now, let's say you use the next 10, 11 to 20 Powerball using the last 10 draws. You have 17, 5, 4, 16, 11, 16, 13, 8, 8, and 2. Another repeat. What repeats? 8 repeated once, 16 repeated once. So what does that tell you? Tell you that 8 more Powerball has been limited. How many new Powerball have been limited? From the next list, besides 11 that I see, mostly every numbers got eliminated from the 26 number and not eliminated the 09 that was drawn last night. Now using LE for the Powerball 09, on the 21st to 30th draw, I'm gonna stop right there, and you can see from this list, no repeats for the next 10 draw, 21st to 30th past Powerball draw, no repeats. And what does that tell you? Using 30 draw, still not eliminate the 09. So now use the 31st to 40th draw. Sorry about that. And as you can see, 18 repeated using 34th first to 40th draw, 18 repeated. Not only did 18 repeated, you can see that 08 were drawn often. Now, not only were the 08 drawn often, that 24 was also drawn, 11 was also drawn, so often as well. And as you can see, even the 40 past Powerball draw did not eliminate any, rather 09 from the winning combination. So what did they do? They give you a lot of past Powerball draws. That's Powerball that didn't get drawn from last time, which is only 09. Because 09 is only Powerball. So as you can see, if you continue to use more draws after 40, 18, 20, 14, and 09. So the 44th draw, using LE, it can last up to 44th draw. So amazing. How amazing that didn't benefit the whiteboard, but it did benefit the Powerball. So why does the benefit of Powerball help you? Because the Mega Ball will give you the $2 back. The Powerball will give you the $4 back, so that's $2 profits. So that's why every ticket. So if you imagine you buy 10 tickets of 09, that's $40. You spend $20, you get $20 profit. So the more you spend, the more you get back if you get the 09. So that's why Even though it didn't help the white ball last draw, the Powerball did get advantage on the LE because every ticket should be a profit, just getting the 09. And 09 stopped in the 44th draw. So if you decide to use more than 44 draw, which I doubt we will ever use 40 draws or more, but in the last night's occasion, it shows you that 44th draw had eliminated 09. That means 43 draw could be used to eliminate all the non-winning Powerball combinations. Now let's see what numbers are left after you use the LOE. If I did it correctly, and you notice I did it correctly, you're going to see 18, 20, 14, and 09. Well, from the 40th one to 44th draw. Now, how many Powerball were left over? 6 Powerball were left over. 01, 09, 10, 12, 15 were left over from the matrix. After using 43rd draws, 43 draws. Cannot use 44 draw because 44 draw will eliminate 09. Using 43 past fusion draws, you had kept 5 Powerball to choose from. So there we go. And 15, 9, 1, if you think it's the odd matrix, which was the odd matrix, you have 3 Powerball of the odd numbers. If you think it's the even matrix, which it wasn't the even matrix, you have 10 and 12. So guessing which matrix does help also. And those 5 Powerball, 09 came. So each ticket, each 09, you get $4 back. That means you could play 2 tickets and break even. And I forgot about the 21, so let's add the 21. 21 is another odd number, so there are 4 odd numbers and 2 even numbers. So what do? If you look at this 6-number Powerball chart, that's a level from the ladder matrix. You can see that if you go against the odd, because there's more odd numbers, you go against odd, you would not have won the Powerball number. So do not go against the odd, because there are 4 odd numbers versus 2 even number. Again, it's like a deck of playing card. You go against the odd, you're not gonna win. You go in favor of the odds, you're gonna win. Now I'm gonna try to do another video for Mega Man and Powerball Saturday after the game to see where the chart stands again. You want to focus on one quadrant. You have to look at the breakdown to see where the hand corner are. Maybe the section won't hit again. I show you in Powerball. Do not want to play that section again. Focus on section that not been drawn. Now, thanks for watching. Before we get to 6,000 subscribers, get me to 5,000 subscribers, subscribe, donate, share, and like the video. Email me for any game prediction or requests.